In Japan, summer begins in late May and lasts until October. Summers in Japan have been very hot in recent years due to rapid global warming. The heat of summer in Japan may be beyond your imagination. In this video, we will explain more about summer in Japan and how to cope with the heat. This is very important for those who plan to visit Japan from May to October. We wish you a safe and enjoyable trip to Japan. Heat protection for travel to Japan. The climate in Japan is very mild. There are so many people who think this way. This thinking is different. In recent years, due to global warming, summers in Japan are hotter than you might imagine. This is surprisingly hot, even to Japanese who have lived in Japan for many years. You who come to Japan need to be very careful about this. When Japan is very hot, summer in Japan used to be from mid-July to mid-September. In recent years, however, Japan has become very hot from early June to late October. Referring to slightly outdated Japanese information may give you the wrong idea. Let's look at it in terms of last year's maximum temperatures in Japan. The maximum temperature in Tokyo in 2024 was 37.3 degrees Celsius, 99.14 degrees Fahrenheit. Whether you consider these temperatures hot may depend on where you normally live. However, the situation is a little different in metropolitan areas such as Tokyo and Osaka in Japan. Japan's metropolitan areas are densely populated with buildings and other large structures. This causes heat to build up. In addition, the majority of the area is in shadow due to the large number of large buildings. This will not evaporate the moisture in the atmosphere and will cause more heat to build up. This further raises the temperature you feel. Let's say the actual temperature is 37.3 degrees Celsius and 99.14 degrees Fahrenheit. This temperature would be about 43 degrees Celsius and 109.4 degrees Fahrenheit in Tokyo and Osaka. These temperatures are on par with the hottest days in Egypt. Many people may mistakenly believe that temperatures in Japan are gentle. It is also important to note that Japanese summers are hot and humid. After the rain evaporates in the strong sunlight. This makes for very high temperatures and humidity. Remember that this will consume more of your energy than you can imagine. Don't think of heat as an easy thing to do. The heat in Japan should not be considered easy. In Japan, about 100,000 people a year lose consciousness due to heat stroke and go to the hospital by ambulance. Of these, 0.2% were seriously ill and died. In other words, 2,000 people lose their lives annually in Japan due to the heat. It is especially very dangerous for the elderly and small children. Most people who lose their lives due to the heat are the elderly or small children. Even if you think you are young and have the physical strength, you cannot rest assured. You may suffer heat stroke without realizing it. While moving without realizing that you are suffering from heat stroke, you may lose your energy. In fact, cases have occurred in Japan where healthy people in their 20s have lost their lives due to heat stroke. In particular, those who will be in Japan from early June to late October should exercise caution. Let's make sure we're prepared. People coming to Japan from early June to late October need to take precautions against heat stroke. The most important thing is to drink water regularly. It's obvious. You may think. However, a great many people suffer heat stroke from not drinking enough water. It is important to recognize this. If it is very hot, the body may not feel like drinking water. Even if you think you are fine, you may not be getting enough water. During the summer months in Japan, these symptoms can occur. It is important to carry water with you at all times and to drink water at regular intervals. You should set a timer for every 15 to 30 minutes and drink about 200 milliliters of water. Even if you don't want to drink water when the timer goes off. This is very important. Care should also be taken where people are crowded together. During your stay in Japan, you will be incredibly crowded. Especially on Japanese trains, so many people board at the same time. In summer, the train can be very hot. If you feel sick, get off at any station you do not need to get off at. Your physical condition is more important than your schedule. Be careful of heat stroke even when sleeping. Some nights in Japan are hotter than you might imagine. The heat when you are sleeping drains more energy than you think. In fact, many of the most serious heat-related illnesses occur while people are sleeping. If you stay in Japan from early June to late October, you should sleep with the air conditioning on. In the case of automatic settings, the cooling system may turn off on its own. Set a time for the air conditioning to run until you wake up. It is also a good idea to keep water under your pillow. Please make sure to create a schedule with plenty of time to spare. In many cases, your time in Japan will be limited. In order to make the most of limited dates, you may end up creating lots of schedules. This leaves little time for the body to rest from the heat. If you are coming to Japan during the summer months, from early June to late October, please create a generous schedule. Creating a generous schedule will help avoid the risk of heat stroke. If you suffer heat stroke and collapse, call an ambulance. Ambulances in Japan are called by phone. Call an ambulance by pressing 119 on a cell phone or other means. These are emergency calls within Japan. In Japan, the police are number 110. Ambulance is 119. These are connected by a special line for emergencies. It is very important that your cell phone in Japan be able to connect to the 110 and 119 emergency calls in Japan. Be sure to check in advance that the phone number you will be using in Japan is compatible with emergency calls. How was it? Summers in Japan in recent years have become unimaginably hot. You will need to know this. We wish you a safe and enjoyable trip to Japan. Earth's Japan channel delivers information to help you enjoy Japan.